Good afternoon, campers. Hey look, before we get started, ripped trousers, dirty body warmer, yeah? It's all ripped up. Too much work, see? Because I'm on it, full on, and that's what's causing this to wear away. Need a new one, yeah?
What you're trying to say is that's actually mine, and you're faking that you've done your work, yeah?
Thermals underneath, thermals right up, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. New customer, quite excited about this one. So, he's come, this car's come all the way down from Durham. So, it's just sewn in from there. Look, we put the Revo plates on there because it is Revo RT330. So, we're doing loads on this. I'll just give you just a quick outline about what we're up to with it. So, you can see that a lot's been done already. So, he's got the open cone filter, the AirTech one, you know, the Pro hoses, washable pipe, look. The AirTech's got the twin catch can set up. AirTech header tank, and that sort of stuff. When we get round to putting up in the air and showing you underneath, it runs a tubular manifold, not the Simpson one obviously, but we'll talk about that later. It's not, I'm just going to give you a brief outline. So anyway, so we're going to be doing lots of cosmetic enhancements to this, like we'll get rid of the lenses on that, and then we'll put our own custom brake duct kit in there, which basically, you know, like is I don't know if you've seen it before, but we've changed it now. So Julian done at Proform Engineering, one of our technical partners, as we always say. So he 3D printed some proper trumpets. They fit in there really nice to me, didn't they? Yeah. And then we bond them in, so we retain this, they get bonded in from the back, so it looks part of it. The hose, you know, the ducting hose, straight with the bracketry, straight to the bottom arm, face straight to the disc. Now, this car runs, you can see it's got the front splitter on it, but it runs, it's got some, I quite like these wheels actually. So this is the Rota ones in the gunmetal grey or anthracite, whatever you want to call it. It's got standard brakes on it at the moment. As I always say, advisable to upgrade your brakes, especially if you're running an RT330, you know, at 300 horsepower. You need to be able to stop the car. And if you get on it, you might stop it a few times, but if you keep on it, you ain't really your brakes are gonna fade, standard ones. You know, you can put pads in it, do what you want, you still fade them. So he's brought, we'll show them to you later, but he's managed to get his hands on some second-hand AP ones, which are effectively, they're 4-pot, similar to what the Revo Alcon ones are, like we used to run before on the Little Beast, that sort of thing with 332mm disc, that sort of thing. So we're going to be fitting them. We're going to upgrade the rear discs, not to ours, so he wants me to bolt on like we use the Focus ST170 setup, which is just a bigger disc, same sort of solid disc, bigger. And then you need the carriers for it and retain the standard caliper and all that sort of stuff. So we'll do that. There's other things we're going to do. We're going to drop the rear beam and just do some Powerflex brushes. Front arms, do some Powerflex brushes on it. We're going to do a lot of heat management because, like I say, he's got a tubular manifold fitted to this, and such things like this. Look, so this is the, you know, it's just a cushioner for the noise. You know, so that is not really, you don't really want to be keeping that on there, Timmy. Yeah, you don't really be keeping that on there when you've got a tubular manifold right there, look.
As we experienced before.
With a hot heat source, because that gets really hot. So if you get really on it and that's glowing, this will catch fire. So you don't want that. So it's all about looking around and thinking what's potentially going to melt or can catch fire and all that, because don't forget the Simpson one is completely different because that sits up even higher, but even that is, the standard one is down log cast manifold with a heat shield, so you get away with it. It's a bit like the engine cover. You know, I said to James who owns this, just take the engine cover off, you don't want that on there, that's just holding heat, loads of heat under here. You know, you want to get the heat escaping gone. So we're going to be chopping these out as well. We'll do some heat management on the scuttle, gold wrap it on the underside, the lower one as well. He's got a strut brace here, but you know, that's fine, that's metal in it, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, and we'll have a look once we get it all off, we'll have a look and see what other heat management we can do around it. But yeah, it's just little things like that, which he wasn't aware of, you know. I mean, he wouldn't know, he's just, somebody else has fitted that, and as far as he's concerned, it's right. But little things like this, fire hazard, as we know, because stupidly, when the car was at, the little piece was at Donington, I forgot all about this, and then Rich was ragging it around the circuit, and then come back in, and luckily, you know, we come back in, just open the bonnet just to check, and that was smouldering a bit, and then we thought, right, how stupid, so took that off, and then what we do is we go wrap that, that's all wrapped, and you know, look, even things like this can melt and whatever, but it's just the heat management precautions, isn't it? That's all it is. So that's the front side of it. Like I say, we're doing that down there. The brakes we're going to be doing, we'll pull the front end off anyway, the bumper. It's easier to do that. We'll delete this, look. Easier to take the bumper off because you don't want to start braking. If you grab that and pull it, you'll end up breaking the clips. But we're going to pull the front bumper off. We'll take that from reverse, and then we can, you know, do it gently. Get rid of that. Horrible job. Do it with an angle grinder. Isn't it, Timmy?
Yeah.
Well, I've done TDs, didn't I? So, yeah. What else we got here? We'll get rid of this. Again, see, all holds all the heat, and yeah, not really. We'll go wrap. We'll go wrap in here. So that's pretty cool. So it'll look like the one over there. Look. So just wandering down the side of it. It's in molten orange as well. Cool colour. Inside's pretty sort of standard, pretty much. It's got a boost gauge fitted to it. And then we'll tell you what else we're doing on the order when we come round. So it's got the TRC front side, little Turbo Technics emblem on there, which is relevant because the RT330 is Turbo Technics, isn't it? That's what you make it. Goes around the back, it's got the rear spats. So he's got basically the full on like that. He hasn't got the rear diffuser skin or the replacement like the TRC one is. Put the upper lip one up. Laxton one, which is that like plasticky stuff, it doesn't matter, plastic, fiberglass. It's got the Miltech there, look, which see if it's got. Yeah, so it's oh, he's already got the Montune stroke IBAC lowering springs on it. So we're going to be putting some Bilstein coilovers on this, which I think that James is going to supply. I'll tell you what, with he won't mind anyway because it's a business, so we'll put the link down below or up here, wherever, to James, who owns the car. So it's JGM Sports, which is, it's all Lotus, so that's what he does, it's car sales. So he specialises in the Lotus Elise, the Lotus Exige, and all that sort of stuff. Go on, so you want to click onto his website, have a look at his showroom, what he sold, what he's got for sale, and all that sort of stuff. So believe it or not, he's into the Lotuses side of it, but he's bought himself an ST180, and he said absolutely loves it. It's just what a fantastic car. The handling is great, but we're going to enhance that even more. And yeah, I mean, Lotuses are great, aren't they? But for him to buy this and want to have fun in this, fantastic. That just, yeah, it's really good testament to what these are like on the chassis side of things. Well, we know that anyway, don't we, from the little piece. But so we're going to put a white line rear anti-roll bar on it as well. We'll do the rear axle brushes, put some Powerflex ones in there, the purple ones. Don't want to go too mad with this because it needs to be a bit more compliant because it's a road car now, and he's not going to be doing any track work with it. It's just fast road, so I don't want to put the black stuff on it. It's a bit too harsh to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's that side of it. One of the main things, what I said on the previous video, is with regards to the meth. Now, on the RT330, there is an option to run 102 octane fuel. Now, there's two ways of doing that. You can do it through race fuel, which is mega expensive, about 100 quid for 19 litres, which we've done before just to test it. That's completely ridiculous. Continuously, it would just be crazy money. And then you wouldn't get the same cooling effects as methanol, would you? And the other way of doing it is with meth. That will give you the octane, but extra benefits. It will give you the cooling. It will internally cleanse the internals of the engine because it's DI, so they suffer from carbon buildup. People that know with the DI engines. So you get, you know, all round it's better. The initial installation, all right, you've got to pay for the kit and everything installed and all that sort of stuff. Once you've got it, you can then upgrade to that if you wanted to go to like port injection methanol, which you would have seen before this video on Timmy, which is what we've just designed. But he wants to stay on the Reaver software, which is fine. So we'll just accommodate whatever the customer wants to do. We know that works because we ran it on the little beast, tested it on that, single nozzle into the charge pipe. Malcolm's got it on his, customer mine. Monty was running it on his, Tim's on his. No, Carlo hasn't got it because he hasn't got meth yet, has he? But anyway, so the RT330, so that's what we're talking about with single nozzle methanol. So you still have the intelligent controller. It's changed a bit now, so we have the clock dial, a bit like the boost gauge, but reads boost digitally and the duty cycle with the meth flow. They've changed that now to, like in the Mark III Focus RS, it's just a box now in it with some LEDs, so it's a bit different. I prefer the old one personally, but they stopped doing it, so you can't get it, so no point talking about it. So this is what that's going to have. Stage 2 kit. We'll have the intelligent controller, we'll put a fail-safe on it. You need that, even though it's not running auxiliary meth, you still need the fail-safe really, because you don't want it, if something happens and you're on map 4, which it will be, like setting 4, sorry, on the SPS switch to run 102 octane, and it runs out of meth or something happens, you're on the wrong timing map really. So you need to, it just tells you that, so it's just a fail-safe to tell you if anything happens. Better to have it than not. And then if you want to upgrade, like I said, to different software later on, if you wanted to run the port injection and all that sort of stuff, which you have to come off the Reaver software, you can't run it with that, it's not designed for that. All he's got to do is upgrade the meth kit that's already there, which is more cost effective. All right, so we're going to do the same. So this will run a single nozzle charge pipe in the charge pipe. The boost bar pickup will be in the charge pipe, so it's totally independent. It doesn't pick up off anything else. Like his boost gauge is tagged off the the map sensor on the top of the inlet. Well, I run it an independent supply. I don't really like teeing in and tapping off stuff. To have multiple supplies run off, so it's independent. He's having the braided line kit upgrade with black ends, same as what. Well, we haven't done a black. Yeah, we have. Phil's got it. So Phil's got his Mark III Focus RS. The braid lines with the black race fittings on the end. They'll have the dial on the race tank as well. So black race tank, probably black lid I would have thought, because this, if it was a race red car, maybe red lid, but it's molten orange, so probably stick with the black. Keep it all in, in unison. I like that way to me, do you? And yeah, so race tank, race fittings, have the gauge, the pressure gauge on the back, which actually, we said we can't see it because it's facing at the back, and it's for tuning purposes, and it just looks cool when you put the bonnet and all that sort of stuff, and it's just monitoring pressure from the meth pump in it. But like with Tim, we'll take the back seats out of that, and then so it's stripped out because he's just going to have two lightweight seats in the front of it when you get around to doing that. We can then turn the dial around, so the dial is facing the driver, so you can actually see the dial in the rear view mirror. Cool, Timmy, you didn't realise that, did you? Hey, something that you've learned in this last 30 seconds, yeah?
Yeah.
So anyway, so we'll fit the full meth kit in that, we'll show you that, we'll take you along on board the journey when we do that. Obviously it's all got to be stripped out, part of it's already, well, he's took one of the panels off already, but we need to take all the seats out and take all the paneling out, and then we'll do the meth install. Then, that allows him then to, he only runs it on the Power 99, it allows him to run the number 4 setting on the SPS switch, which is 102 octane. But to do it, you need the easiest way is to put a meth kit on it, because you get all the added benefits from it, and you would not be putting in 102 octane fuel. Not 100 quid for 19 litres, it lasts for 2 minutes. Crazy, absolutely crazy. So we're doing that. Rear strut, he's going to, some of the things that James will supply himself, a lot of it I'll supply. So rear, I think he's got so we'll do that. He's got the front strut brace, he's got a rear one, internal one that goes between the top of the turrets, that sort of thing. We'll do the brushes on the front, we'll put the adjustable drop links on the front, the white line ones. We wander around to the front today, and we'll go back in and see what we're going to talk about on the road. So, at the moment, runs a standard clutch on it, which is pretty good. The standard clutch is pretty good on these. I'm not sure what limit, I've never really tried it. All I know is that on the little beast we ran a standard clutch with a dual mass ply with the AP clutch, and it was absolutely fine. It never slipped, no problems. I'm not sure how far you can push it before it starts giving up the ghost, I don't know. This runs a standard clutch, this runs an open diff. So what we're going to do with this as well, when we rip it all apart, we're going to put a CAS plated diff in it. We had discussions about this. We'll put the Super Q one in it, which has got the refined coated plates. It just makes it a bit more refined for road, fast road use, etc. On ours, we don't bother with any of that because it's more hardcore track, you know, that sort of stuff. So we're not too bothered about having it refined and a bit quieter. So we'll do that. We're also going to fit our tried and tested TTV race clutch, which is a lightweight steel billet flywheel. And then again, everyone's individual. So it'll be the same billet flywheel, it'll be the same cover, but the drive plate, he's going to go for the organic drive plate, not the ceramic 5 paddle. He doesn't want it too aggressive and too hardcore. So that would be absolutely fine. That can handle loads of torque, the organic one. So that looks pretty much like a standard drive plate, but the material is different, it's organic, isn't it? That's that side of it. What else are we doing, Timmy, on it? Well, we got it here. Might talk to him about oil cooler. It's really important. When these things, when you got the front end off, you know, it'll have the standard rad, but it depends on how far James wants to go with it. You know, he's pretty keen on upgrading stuff. He's had a lot of stuff done already, look. Well, I don't think he's done it. I think a lot of it, it was on it when he bought it, which is ideal, beneficial to him, isn't it? But as we go, we'll just look at things and then I'll just give my honest opinion. I'm not here to, you know...
Waterless coolant.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not here to sell things that don't need to be done. It's just a case of, right, this is what I recommend. Do you want to do it or don't you? You know, I've tried and tested it. I wouldn't recommend something that I've not tried because I don't know, do I? So, like the clutch and the diff, I've tested all that. I've tested lots of things, so I can recommend it. Methanol, absolutely. So he'll then be able to, you'll feel the difference right away. So at the moment, running on number 3, which is 99 RON fuel. I don't know what sort of horsepower that he achieved. I think he has had it rolling, and what we'll do is we'll share that with you. There's no point in me doing it down here. What he'll do is once I've done it, he'll then go back to the same dyno, really important, same dyno, similar sort of ambient temperature day if he can, and then test it again on all the different maps, but with the methanol on number 4, and then see what happens. But he's going to get more power, that's for sure. He might not be a huge jump in torque, if any, but he'll get more power, and that's what it's all about. It'll be definitely up the upper end of the race. I mean, I don't know about the tubular manifold. I can only speak for our own Simpson one, which works, and we've proved it. SBD have proved it. I can't speak for anybody else's. I don't know. So that would be something that he'll have to. You have to do back-to-back tests with a standard one, wouldn't you? But I'm not too sure. But there's lots of things we've got to discuss with James, and we'll just, as we go, we'll just share it with you. But this is just, I know it's a long intro, but it then gives you an idea of what sort of thing we're doing on the car. Just a brief outline, really. And then as we get it apart, we'll be able to talk to you more, because you might say, oh, I want this, or yeah, I left that, and all that sort of stuff. All right, so that's what it is. So nice long intro, Timmy, yeah?
You got it.
That's the one, yeah. That's it, guys and girls. So we'll catch up on the next one. Ciao.